Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jack with Circus of the Dead Productions, and today I have some interesting updates. The big reason I decided I have had a couple things for a while to update on, and I apologize for the slow progress because I had these last couple weeks I haven't been feeling very well. I don't know what it is. It's like a persistent cold or something. I don't even know. Anyway, I decided to do a video for you guys today, just to show off some cool things and tell you about the updates. So first of all, the reason I got Blade out here and he's all standing there looking awesome. Today, I just got in the mail his eye mechanism, and it is really cool. It's got real steel spikes here, and they come out pretty far, and then they also you can push them all the way back in there, and they sit almost flush with the edge of the eyes. And with those, where those will go will be right in his eye sockets. You can't really see it here because it's kind of dark, but a while ago when I first got this head from AndreToulon.com, I had drilled out the eyes because I had the intention of putting an eye spike mechanism in there. And then also it's got this little trigger here with a loop on it. This is the very first one of these, so does it work? There we go. My mistake, I was being stupid. But my intention is to put a spring in here, and then put the cap on the back, and then rig up something like maybe a cable or something that runs to his jaw, so when I open his jaw or when I pull the cable, the eye spikes will pop out. And that'll be really cool, especially since the real metal. And I got these from AndreToulon.com, the guy that owns the website, the guy that owns AndreToulon.com, Vehicross, he's on here, Vehicross, he's on YouTube. But anyway, I contacted him. He's been a really great guy, and if you need anything like 3D printed, 3D modeled, anything, he's your guy. Like, I already showcased the mechanism here, which I haven't got a chance to paint yet. I'm gonna paint these rods and the outer ring. But yeah, I contacted him about this, gave him all the measurements that I needed, and man, it came out flawless. So yeah, if you need anything, he's your go-to guy, and this is no exception to that rule. These are very nice, and they look just like, if you see, there was a blade prop floating around. It used to be owned by a lady named Tammy, I believe. That's pictures of that is how I designed my blade's coat, and also how these eye spikes were designed. So very cool, first of their kind, very awesome. And then, so yeah, I wanted to show that off. That's gonna be in future videos. I'll hopefully have that rigged up with a cable or something, because I actually, when I put together a blade replica or make one for myself, this is the only one I made for myself. So I'd like to mount the head on to the head plug with these screws. That way, unless these brass screws have a nice vintage feel to them. But that way I can pull his head off and get inside there and do anything I need to do, or pull it off to repaint it and seal it. So I'm really glad I mounted it on like that. And it's not a temporary measure. It's permanent, but it's also removable, so it's nice. And yeah, so that's how I like to mount the blade heads or anything. The torch heads, when I put one together, I usually will put a screw in the back of it, and then another screw that runs into the neck plug. That way you can pull the helmet off if you need to get it something inside there, and pull the head itself off if it needs to be like repainted or something. Which brings me to my next thing from AndreToulon.com. The very first COTD mount, COTD LED mount. This is super cool. Oops, there's the helmet. Very nice piece. I've already shown those off before. This is really, really cool. State-of-the-art, engineered, like, you know, you see the 3D model of it online and you're like, oh yeah, that's really cool, but when you're actually holding it in your hand, and especially me, because I know I had helped him design this, like, I didn't do any of the 3D modeling, that's all him, but I just told him where everything needed to go, and then he actually did the whole servo mount himself, and the size, and yeah, it's flawless. This slot here is for the battery. This hole here is to mount it to the plug, the neck plug. And then this is a little spot for the switch, and it all matches up perfectly with the little LED kits that I offer. And then also, there is a little plug that goes in the bottom that allows me to mount it to the body really easy. And then these are designed so I can just pop, or anybody can do this. It'll be super easy. I haven't put it together yet. I'm still waiting for the LEDs in the mail for this particular one. You see it's got these little holes in the side, so you can put the wires through there, or if you want to put them in the back. I like to run them in through the side and then curl them around the front into the cap. But I might try drilling them through the back like he has here in his original design. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I'll just be able to slide the copper caps in there and it'll be perfect. This is that plug, and it's really cool, and it even says COTD base. So yeah, that's made for a direct fit onto the bodies, the torch stop motion bodies that I offer. And then if you see here, it just fits. Oh, fits that way. I'm kind of stupid. Excuse me, folks. Doing this one-handed is kind of difficult for me. There we go. And you see the slot in the base is where the battery holder will go, and yeah. Because I'm very familiar with the LED kits, this will fit perfectly. And it eliminates, because I did I put together 3 torches with the heads from V and the AndreToulon.com. That's what I mean when I say V. And I had to hand modify the head kit and mount the little copper caps and everything. So this, and there's only 3 of those out there, so you 3, actually, 3? Yeah, there's only 3 of those out there, and one of them is actually mine. Yeah, and so you can see the comparison here. Mine, I put these copper caps on and everything, and the servo, I mounted it all by hand. But now, with the new kit, that'll eliminate all the extra work, and anybody can do it, and it'll be super awesome. So, another video will be up when I mount the servo and the LEDs into this, but yeah, super, super happy with that. That's awesome, and thank you, V. You did a great job on this. Alright. Now the next bit of business, if we clear all this stuff out, is the new 6-shooter bodies. I'm going to get laid out of here. Let me pause this for a second, and then when I come back I'll have him all set up. Okay, I actually brought Blade back because I had forgotten about a comparison. Alright, so 6-shooter is not 21 inches tall like the other puppets. He's much taller. I believe with his hat on he's almost 26 inches tall. But one thing I did remember from a reference photo is that 6-shooter's middle set of arms is the same height as Blade's shoulders. So with that reference in mind, you can see that I have it spot on, actually. So yeah, so I retained the springs that hold the mannequin arms together. However, his hands will probably be mounted with stop motion joints. Because I actually, 6-shooter's arms, this piece here, whoa, excuse me, this piece, try this again, this piece here is half the length of this piece. So 6-shooter's forearm, if you will, is a lot shorter than his bicep. And then, because I saw a 6-shooter custom done, I forget who did it, but he had made 6-shooter 21 inches tall, so he had done almost the same thing, but with, like a 16-inch mannequin, I guess, so he would be 21 inches tall, but 6-shooter is actually more along the lines of 26, 25 inches tall. And then I am going to be posting maybe some reference pics, but you can see it for yourself on the Puppet Master Wiki. There's a lot of good reference images on there. That 6-shooter's middle set of arms lines up with Blade's shoulders, just like they do here. And I actually, instead of just stacking 3 of them up, that would have made him too tall. I actually cut a bit off the leg base, the part where his leg's attached to, and then the lowest torso. Excuse this messy glue stream here. This prototype here is mine, so it's gonna all get covered up anyway. But yeah, so I attached that to the lowest torso like that, and that brought him down to the correct height. Yeah. Oh, as I was saying, the forearms are a lot shorter than the biceps, and you can see that in very many reference pictures. So yeah, his hands will probably be attached with some form of stop motion joint or something like that, because I obviously can't use the same spring. So yeah, and then there will be a ball joint up here for his head, and his head will be on and everything, and it'll be awesome. There's going to be padding here so he doesn't look so skinny, because 6-shooter is actually kind of not fat, but he's beefy. Whereas the other puppets like Tunneler and Blade and Jester especially are really skinny. 6-shooter's more beefy than them, so there'll be a padded suit that the bodies will come with, and then you're free to dress it however you'd like. However, I will be offering 6-shooter clothes soon, so keep that in mind. And then the last thing to talk about here is the Leech Woman project. Now, okay, I have her prototype, and it is wearing her prototype dress. So the pattern is pretty much done. I gotta get time to make the actual one. Actually, I do have to make an actual one for an order. So this is the prototype of the Part 1 dress. And then, hang on a second. Let me put the head on here. This could take a minute and I need 2 hands. Give me one moment. Okay, this face that's on here right now, it's a custom doll that I'm making. I thought it'd be cool to make a doll of my mascot for my company. So yeah, and I actually hand carved this side of her face. I forget if I told you guys about this in the last video. And this is just a quick paint job I put on her. So in case you were wondering, no, that's not the best I can do paint. I can do a lot better than that. I was just bored, and so I threw some quick paint on her. But yeah, so this is what the dress looks like. And it's really cool, and there will be a second layer here for, she's got like little frills, Leech Woman does, and little frills along the bottom. And so yeah, that's what her dress looks like. Whoa! I just had that setting on there. So, but anyway, and then I have her arm on now too. The arm mold finally cooperated and gave me a decent pull. This is this casting is a little bit warped, actually. That's why it's on this prototype instead of on a real Leech Woman. But it doesn't matter because this custom is getting a sleeve and everything anyway. But I also thought I'd show you guys my Leech Woman head that I painted. She's not done yet. She's got a little bit of work to go. But she's coming along very nicely. She's got her pink eyeliner and her blue, I guess, eyeshadow being worked on there. And then I'll finish up her lips and, yeah, and then paint her eyes black, of course. But yeah, so this is the first one I painted. She's looking very nice. So yeah. Also, I don't have it here, but, so yeah, we can put that on there. So you can see how that would look, how it looks really good. We can even, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I know she doesn't have white hair, but bear with me here. Yeah, so pretty cool. We can even, or I even have her spitting head I'm working on right now. And I have made a few pulls from that mold. It's looking very, very promising. And I actually quickly painted one up, but I don't have that one with me at the moment. You can see pictures of it on online, actually. I had pictures of it online somewhere. Anyway, sorry for that. Okay, so now down to the last order of business here. Her leg. This is one of Leech Woman's legs, pulled from the mold, and I drilled it out. And my original intention was to run elastic. My original intention was to run elastic cord through it, and then down to her foot and up to her head like a ball joint doll. However, after trying multiple times to get that to work right, and this is a flawed casting. I was just using this one for the prototype. After multiple attempts at getting that to work right, it was very difficult to get her hip to, or not her hip, her ankle joint to move correctly, and it actually turned out to be a nightmare because I was expecting to just be able to string it all together and have it work. And on the arms, it does work like that. There's a little bit of trimming that needs to be done based on whether it's a right or a left arm. But yeah, her arms do work like that. So they will still be strung together. And there's an upgrade I'm offering where you can add, you can have me buy posable hands for her. And those are actually awesome. I'll be putting those on my very own Leech Woman when I get the time. But yeah, so anyway, back to the solution. It is, instead of having a ball joint here, like I was originally going to have, I decided that wouldn't it be just the coolest thing if there was instead a stop motion joint here and here. Now here, it can be hid inside the leg, but here it would be out and about, so, and also in her hip too. I came up with a solution, and that is, they make this very, very thin, fake leather material. And it's basically the same kind of stuff I used on Blade's boots here. You can see it's nice, and but it's really thin and pliable, if that's the word I'm after. And so my plan is to wrap the stop motion joint in that white leather material, and that will let me airbrush it, and so it'll match her skin tone, and it'll look a lot more like the movie as opposed to a ball joint, because she has, in the movie it looks almost like she has flexible joints, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. So yeah, that will be how the new legs are done on Leech Woman, on the Leech Woman doll bodies. So yeah. So, and then we got our head here. The head will, because the way it was going to be done was running it from foot to foot through the head. The heads will be held on with a little stop motion joint, and there will be a ball, or not a ball, a bolt on the inside. And that'll probably be how that works. Maybe a little white leather around her neck to help blend her neck to her body. And that'll be all airbrushed and look awesome. But that will be cool because that will make it a lot easier to change out her head. So you can have the spitting head on if you want, or the normal head. And yeah, so she's looking pretty actually. So yeah, that's that. And all right, this is Jack with Circus of the Dead Productions. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope everybody's just as excited for the puppet reveal tomorrow for Puppet Master the Littlest Reich. Didn't say it angry enough the first time. But anyway, yeah. So I hope everybody's excited for that. I know I am. And have a great day.